And where his opponent lies.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I mean, I don't know much about these players. I don't know if you do, Duffs.
I know about Orc. I've seen Orc play before, and Orc is sending out his first scout as well. But
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Orc's play changes from the norm based on these positions, or if he's a very, very macro-oriented player, he could feel this is a huge advantage to him.
Definitely.
As we see Orc getting his first gas, and the same with Tintos. His first gateway just about to finish up, and another pylon being built at the far side of his base. We do see the SCV heading into the north position, and going to be disappointed not finding him there. As we see the red probe heading into his base as he's building a supply depot at the ramp. So, Orbital Command just finishing up now, and a cybernetics core. So, not much fast expanding going on. Pretty much standard openers from both. Second gas going down for the toss right now.
Quite the standard opener.
And Marines coming up. So it looks like none of the players are opting to go for some sort of fast expand, early eco builds.
Definitely. We do see a factory going down right now for Orc as he does go in and scout his opponent's base. Looks like Orc is placing down a reactor core on his barracks. Warp Tech on the way right now from Tin Toss as a bunker gets laid down, and looks like Orc is going for a wall off with a bunker and a couple supply depots.
Yep, that SCV managing to survive with 20 hit points, running straight back to base. If this probe continues following him all the way to the base with the Stalker, I think it's going to set some alarm bells ringing, I should say. As soon as he reaches Orc's base, he's going to see this bunker and figure something's up, as, having a wall in a TDP matchup is quite the odd thing to see.
Twilight Council now down for Tin Toss, as we see two more gateways being placed down, bringing a total of 3 gateways and a Twilight Council.
So we could see 3-gate Blinked Orcas coming up as a foot. 1 Hellion now comes out from Orc.
The 1-1-1 build is in effect for Orc as he lays down his starport.
So that Hellion is way too fast for that Stalker, going to make it straight to the Zelnaga Watchtower. And then move. Is he going to stay or move? Seems like he's going to stay at that Zelnaga Watchtower. Meanwhile, a tech lab being built on the factory. We could see a switch coming between that and the starport, or we could see early tanks coming out. Meanwhile, no, still 3 gateways. I thought there was 4 then. A Dark Shrine now going down. No research for Blink or Charge as of yet. There's like a DT opener is what Tintos has on the mind, but he's going to have to deny any sort of scouting for that to be as effective as it can be. You see Orc still pumping out those Marines. A tech lab going down on the starport now, not switching it with the factory, but tanks coming out. And a Raven. We also see a robotics facility going down for Tintos, and his expansion about halfway complete. 1 Stalker sitting on the natural ram, making sure that no scouting is allowed. And the Hellion just going to sit there, still at that Zelnaga Watchtower, going to make sure no sort of airplay or anything is coming his way. Meanwhile, Orc is going to try and get his natural expansion up now, placing a command center at his natural instead of inside of his base. So he's feeling quite safe about it.
I don't think this was pointed out. We do see, that's exactly what I was about to point out there, is Tintos has laid down earlier laid down a proxy pylon, and nothing coming out of it yet, but definitely an interesting build. We could see some Dark Templars warping in down below and moving through that, and that's exactly what we're going to see, moving through the grassy knoll area going up, and it's going to cause some problems for that, for this command center. But actually, with this Raven being out, man.
Yeah. And, he's getting an observer out, and, he's going to know the Dark Templar here as they attack his natural expansion. I think that Raven's really going to, foil this build. He does manage to take down 5 SCVs with that 1 Dark Templar. So, leading him on a chicken run seems like it. 2 Dark Templar at his natural, killing that command center really quickly.
Quite the great attack here from Toss.
Catch up with it. So that natural expansion does go down, and Toss, saturating his natural at this point, we do see Charge being researched, and no more Dark Templars being made, more pylons going down. For keeping those 2 Dark Templar around, just so he can run them in later, possibly, or, to hold on to the Zelnaga watchtowers is obviously, if he's got no better use for them at the moment due to that Raven, it's not a bad choice. One-shotting that Hellion, as this Observer does make its way over to Orc space.
And your quality just went spiked down again, just to let you know, Fire. We do see Orc moving out with a few units. Another expansion going down by Orc, being built in his base this time, as he is aware of these Dark Templars. We see an Observer now going in from Tin Toss to see what Orc has got up his sleeve. Orc is currently supply locked right now, or supply blocked anyway. We do see that Tin Toss is throwing down 2 more assimilators to start getting some more gas and maybe getting a higher tech build. As we do see Charge Lots is just about finished. Immortals on the way out from this from this Robo facility. And besides a little bit of aggression here from Tin Toss, not too much else going on. Orc has sieged up tanks and a Raven out on the field, preventing any type of attack from Dark Templars. Looks like we're going to see a push from Tin Toss right now, as Charge just finished up. Templar Archives is on the way right now, and a couple more gateways. So we may see some awesome storm action as this Observer sees this whole force right here, as well as the expansion going down. More units warping in from this forward pylon, and Archon coming out from these 2 Dark Templars. Looks like that Observer will go down, as we see these units from Tin Toss. And here we go, pushing in, straight up at those tanks. Charge Lots coming in, doing some great damage, taking out those tanks. Is Orc going to be able to defend against this, or is he just going to be led to the slaughter? As it looks like he will be able to successfully take out the rest of those, the rest of the impending force. And it sounded like you fixed your mic, man. We do have Storm being researched right now from Tin Toss.
Yep, Psionics, they do have the Calderian Amulet. It has not been nerfed yet. Even though a lot of protoss are dreading the change in the 1.3 patch, as we do see Tin Toss securing his 3rd expansion and running back these 4 Zealots. Still has that proxy pylon all the way at Orc's 3rd. He has not noticed that, as he does send out 1 SCV to go and scout. Tin Toss putting a pylon at the very north base, so able to warp in quick reinforcements if a drop or anything should come from that direction. It also gives him vision of any drops coming in. And we do see Orc has flown over that proxy pylon with his drop, so that has foiled, and he will be dropping these Marines, and probably not going to continue with it now.
He definitely shouldn't, as Toss will lose that pylon and is getting ready for some type of drop. We see 70 probes right now for Tin Toss, only 38 SCVs here for Orc. Tin Toss, sitting in the advantage area, is laying down another expansion in his 3rd base, as he continues to put down pylons all around his 4th.
Yes, we do have a total.
We're also seeing Blink on the way out from Tin Toss right now, as well as no Calderian Amulet. We do have a 3rd expansion coming from Orc. Looks like it may go to this upside down smiley face area, or the Behind the Rocks expansion. A drop did go down from Orc. He dropped in this top area. He will see this new expansion here from Tin Toss. Let's see what Tin Toss has to say about it, as Orc stims up and pushes in. These Marauders do have stim pack and concussive shells. There is combat shields as well for these Marines.
1 High Templar randomly walking into the fray, going to feed back that medevac, but it didn't have that much energy anyway, so
and man, oh
that
man,
really was worth it.
81 probes for Tin Toss, 48 SCVs here for Orc. Orc almost only half of what Tin Toss has. Is sitting in a very bad position, I think, at this point.
Yeah, Tin Toss has the entire side of his map going to be saturating his fourth when that's completed. Strange enough, he doesn't actually have much upgrades at the moment. He doesn't have any by the looks of it.
Caldarian Amulet is on the way for these High Templars. Now, Zealots and High Templars, it's going to be an interesting combination against these tanks. We'll see if Orc pumps out any more, as we do see Ghost Academy was finished up by Orc, and Orc is starting to upgrade the Ghost Energy.
It's like he did try to get a medevac up onto that to see what was going on at that fourth expansion, feedback by the High Templar dying in a single hit. But that is a lot of High Templar, 8 High Templar, nearly all of them able to storm at the moment, and a 9th making its way down from that expansion. We just see a 10th High Templar being walked in now, and an 11th, so that is a lot of High Templar.
Now here's kind of an interesting move. I'm sorry to interrupt. Here's kind of an interesting move from Orc, as a dropship has laid down 4 Marines back behind these rocks, and they just start to take apart those rocks. Giant force in the middle of the map by Tin Toss. Looks very strong, as he will continue to try to push. We do see an observer out first, and an SCV may be going to lay down another expansion. I think it's a little too late for Orc here.
Well, you know, he does have 3 ghosts being built at the moment, and the upgrades have been researched. They do not have cloak, but they can EMP straight from spawn, so, 1 EMP could make most of that army worthless.
If that EMP is landed on top of these High Templars, man, those High Templars are going to have the worst day in their life.
Absolutely.
We do see that a scan goes down, and that observer does pay for it. More scans going down as well. Now, the thing is Orc did wait until his upgrade for the extra energy at the start of the Ghost's life to build the Ghosts. So now these Ghosts all have enough energy for an EMP. It'll be interesting to see how he uses that. Level 1 attack upgrades for the infantry is going down for Orc right now, as well as another expansion being placed down. Orc is sitting in a very bad position, as Toss has had the economic advantage for quite some time. Toss is sitting on 91 probes, and there are only 65 SCVs here for Orc, and it looks like Orc's going to go ahead and pick up a Marauder and 6 Marines, and we'll see what he's going to be able to do with that. Another expansion being laid down here from Toss, up on the top and on the bottom. Toss taking up half of the map.
Yeah, I don't know if Tin Toss is aware that there is a Ghost Academy down at the moment. It doesn't look like he is. So, yeah, he had a timing where he could have pushed, but he simply didn't know, if he had enough army due to the denying of observers. So, to attack now would probably be very, very bad for Tin Toss.
Very
very
catastrophic.
Very far ahead in the economy. And, he's getting more ahead. He's just got a new expansion secured. As we do see a drop coming in at the back of Tin Toss's base, and more gateways just finishing up right now.
And Storm going down. Currently, it looks like, I don't think this push is going to do anything. This little drop isn't going to do anything here that Orc wanted. Storms did get laid down. All those Marines did get taken out. But look at this. Tin Toss moving all of his units up there. It looks like he's going to try to take out these rocks with that cannon. And it looks like he may push into the very top expansion for Orc. And Orc could be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, for a minute there I thought it was a misclick by Tin Toss sending all his units back, because, High Templars are extremely slow. But, it seems like he's got the right idea here. There's a massive line of
Look at all these High Templars, dude. There's going to be so many storms. The weather forecast here in Orc's base is, size storm heavy in the next 5 minutes. And let's see as this goes down, as these lots take apart those refineries, and these stalkers cause some trouble for this expansion command center. And we do see Orc